with anything, but I just wanted to share it with you guys. I teach middle school, and one of the grades that I teach are sixth graders, and they are some of the best kids to teach. I never thought it would be something that I would enjoy teaching, but they just have this yearning for more. They wanna make sure that you know that you respect them and that you love them, and they still want to do the work for you. They haven't been jaded yet. They're still very kind kids, and one of them was having a conversation with me on the meet, and we were talking about missing work, and I said, Dexter, you're missing like 4 assignments, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'll get those taken care of. I promise, Mr. C, I'll take care of it. It's really tough sometimes because there's a lot of dogs in our neighborhood. What? How did what? And like this is my actual face. I'm confused, and I think the other students can see it too. And I'm looking at their screens, and they're like, "What's he talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, there's big dogs, and there's little dogs, and there's medium-sized dogs, and the little ones they yap a lot, and they like to chew on wires and stuff." Dexter, are you telling me a dog ate your homework virtually? And I just had to laugh, and the class was just they got it too, and they started like, well, yeah, sometimes those dogs, and the connection gets a little, and I don't know. I'm like, well, the dog isn't going into Google and deleting your work, but I just found that funny, and I just was like, I think he was, the excuses are always fun. The excuses are always fun, and being in sixth grade, I thought I would have heard a lot of stuff teaching high school when I did, but no, that's not the case. I hear something new about every day. So, and I guess that's just the journey that I'm on right now. One of the things that I did want to talk about was being a teacher and being a coach. Is that I'm around young men and women, and I get to see their differences and how they're growing up. And one of the things that being a coach really has taught me is that a lot of our young men nowadays, it's football coach, so I don't get to see a lot of women in football. We have one girl trying out, but it's mostly young men. And one of the things that I hear a lot of them talk, and it's locker room talk for them, and I try to keep myself, above board when that's setting a good example. But one thing that I notice when they talk to one another is, they really crave and desire respect as young men, and I think that that's something that we all desire and want is respect. I think part of our hardwiring is that we want the people that love us to also respect us, and I think these young men that I coach want respect as well. They just don't know how to get it yet. They may not have a father figure or a strong godly presence in their life to show them that respect. I know in my own experience, my father was a very kind man, and he would never hurt anyone. But ultimately, he wanted respect as well, and he would show it to people whether they quote earned it or not. And I hear that a lot, like with these young men, teaching and in coaching. And I think we probably said it too before. Is like, well, I'll respect him when he earns it, or I'll respect you when you earn it. And I've even probably caught myself saying something like that as a coach. You gotta earn my respect. You have to do that. And then I wanted to flip that around a little bit. And I was thinking about, like, while I was trying to prepare this message, about my wife and how much I love her and how she desires me to love her and chase after her and pursue her. What if I said the same thing about that to her in regards of, well, I'll love her when she earns it. I will pursue her when she earns it. I don't think my marriage would last very long. I don't think a lot of marriages would last long. I pursued her because I loved her. It wasn't the other way around. I pursued her and chased after her because there was something about her that I couldn't live without. And I think, when we apply that standard of love to the young men that we're trying to mold and influence, that they don't have to do anything to earn my respect. I tell them that. I'm like, you're already here. You've showed up. You have my respect. All you have to do is keep showing up, and I will respect you. And they'll mess up. It's a great picture that's painted for me as God's, as I'm sure you guys can figure out, this is God's love. God pursues us even when we do stupid things. The nation of Israel did a lot of stupid things. They turned away from him, but he kept pursuing them. There were consequences to their stupid things. Don't get me wrong. I don't turn around and just tell them that there's not going to be consequences when they don't finish out a play or take a play off, and they all of a sudden that guy runs by him, and now we've given up a big play or a touchdown. I'm like, well, there's your consequence for taking that off, but now we need to move forward, right? God does the same thing with us. There's consequences for our actions and our inactions. There's consequences for the respect that we give and the respect that we withhold. And part of being Christ-like and following Christ and being an example for others is to love the people that might not want to be loved or might not, in our minds, deserve it. Because we read the Bible a little bit more than they do. Or, we give a little bit more at church than they do. Or shoot, maybe we just don't, we don't hang around the same people they do. They're not really the right people to hang around, but those are the people that we need to show the love the most. And I find myself that's difficult for me a lot of times because look, I'm reading the Bible. I have it on my phone. I have it on my phone. I read it every day. I'm in it every day, God. I'm doing what you want me to do. I'm following. They're not. Why do I need to? Because it says that. You say that you're in Scripture, right? So you need to know that I tell you to love those people. Those are the people that need it the most. You're on the right path. I'm going to feed you differently now. You're doing the right things. You're walking where I want you to walk. So now, be an example for them. Show them the respect that they want. Give them the respect that they want. Don't hold it back. I had a friend of mine who described it a lot like this. He's just like, some people can jump higher than others. Some people have been blessed with more physical attributes than others. I'm not I love to compete and I love to play sports. I'm just not really, fast or I can't jump as high, but I can jump higher than some people. And there's some people that can jump higher than me. But when it comes down to it, if the goal is to jump to the moon, we all fall short. And that's kind of how I look at, like, when we're comparing each other. Well, I jump higher than Eric, I jump high, Jamie can bench press more than me, but I could probably, run longer than him. So, I'm better physically running than him. So, but what's the goal, guys? You guys know what the goal is, right? There's 630 some odd laws that we have to fulfill, and we can't do it. We need like there's only been one person to do it on the face of this planet, and nobody liked him in the end. They all just killed him because he was perfect. And then he bore that for us. He was able to be that perfect lamb, that perfect sacrifice for us. So we can't measure up, and part of our job as is to give that respect to other young men and show them and lead them in the correct path. And that's hard for me sometimes because they mess up. But it's probably hard for other people sometimes when I was their age because I was messing up. And I always need to remember that so that I have a little bit more grace than I had before. And I'm able to lead them and to be better humans and maybe show them the light of Christ that they might not ever get to see outside of the 20 minutes, 40 minutes a day that they get to spend in my classroom or on the football field with me. Brothers, I love you very, very much. And I'll end with this last little thing about respect and how to get it and how this group accepted me without any pretense, without any other reason except they said, you want to follow God? You follow Jesus? He's your guy? Come along with us. We love you. I've heard love thrown around this group in the Marco Polo app on the SoulCon thing more times than I probably had my entire life before. Brothers, I love you. Brothers, I care about you, and I pray for you every day. Thank you so much for accepting me without any conditions and just saying, show up. Show up and just do better. We'll be here with you when you fall. We'll be here for you if you need help. All you got to do is show up. Thank you, brothers. I appreciate you.